You guys are here to get as good as you can at whatever fight sport you're involved in. Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, probably one of those. Maybe MMA, maybe some karate. But if you're here, you're wanting to get as good as you can. And I want to talk about what you need to do in terms of the time you put in, not only at the gym, but in terms of thinking about the fight sport, because I can tell you for a fact that is one of the things that made a massive difference in how quickly I improved and the skill set which I was able to develop. We're going to talk about that today because you might be wondering, and I've had people message me and say, how much should I be thinking about fight sports? I'm like, yeah, that's worth talking about for sure. Obviously today, guys, we're outside the studio, just off helping a family member do some stuff here, but still got the same awesome content as always. And of course, if you guys already missed it, but you probably haven't, my upcoming Strike Ready course, Movement, where we focus on range, balance, and footwork, that is launching in August 18th. So right now we have the early bird pricing. This is one you want to get on board with because movement and footwork is a fundamental which affects everything else. So if you feel like, okay, I'm not quite getting what I need in terms of my skill set, very often it's because the footwork is not on point. So we're going to touch on all that and get your skills just boom, shooting up. So link down below for that. Now, we go to the gym. We train. I've seen many people do this for years, if not a decade plus. And still, the skill set does not seem to improve. And if we're going to do something, we might as well do it well. And especially in fight sports where you get punched in the face for mistakes, you want to get as good as you can. Why would you not want to, right? You're putting in effort. You might as well feel great about something you're trying to improve upon. Now, the way that many people, in my opinion, fall short is they don't take time outside their actual training to use their brain and think about the activity. And this is where it makes a massive difference because think about somebody who puts in an hour 3 times a week versus somebody who puts in 9 hours a week. Obviously, the person who puts in more time has a much better chance of improving at a rapid pace. Now, imagine somebody who puts in between. We'll say they put in 6 hours a week. That's pretty reasonable, right? You do two-hour classes 3 times, or maybe you're doing like an hour and a half class 4 times a week. That's a pretty good amount of training time. But that person is going home and watching fights. And when they're watching fights, they're not just sort of watching them blanking out. They're actually visualizing what they'd be doing in that moment, or seeing like a jab flick out and be like, block. That person who's watching fights is doing so much more to activate the brain and think about how they would move, how they would react. All of that helps so much. In addition, you're moving around the house and you're doing a few little things. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes here and there adds up substantially. And thinking about, oh, okay, we did this drill the other day. We were like catching and then stepping back and throwing the leg through, but then inverting into the other hand and then sweeping the person. If you're thinking about those difficult things that you've been struggling with at the gym, that is when they really lock in. They really lock in and you start to be able to execute in class. And most importantly, and this is what I've noticed, see a massive improvement while being away from the gym. So you do a session, let's say on Tuesday. They teach you something. You're kind of struggling with it. You come back on Thursday and all of a sudden you're executing. How does this happen? Very simply, you were taking the time in those 4 to 8 hours to think about the drilling, to visualize how you're going to execute, to watch some fights, look for opportunities where you would be able to implement what you just trained, and then all of a sudden, you're doing it. So anybody out there who's like, oh, am I being too obsessive about it? I'm thinking about it all the time. Should I give myself a break? If you're young and you're wanting to do this as a competitive activity, you're thinking, I want to do really well in amateur, or I want to become a pro fighter. It's not too much. I was obsessive. I was thinking about it, sometimes dreaming about it. drilling it at home, and then on top of that, going and doing the training. And I think it's one of the surefire ways to max out your skill level and get as good as you can, as quick as you can. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about, because this does make a difference. And like I've said many times, I know you guys are here on this channel because I bring you some unique information and I can help improve your skill set so that when you go to the gym a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're like, wow, I am getting good. That's what I want. I want everybody here to feel like they are excelling in their skill set. So think about that. Try to think a bit more at home about the techniques you're executing, struggles you're having. Of course, that is one of the best ways. If you don't already know to improve your skill set, many people will go, how do I get good? What's the best thing I can do? And they look, what am I best at? I'm going to get better at that, better at that, better at that. But here's the thing. If you are this good, like, whoa, you're getting really good, and you focus on the things you're good at, how much better can you get? Little gradual improvements. But if you look at what you're weakest at and you go, I'm going to get better here. And then all of a sudden you're like, boom, I got loads better. Maybe not as good as the stuff I'm fantastic at, but loads better at what I'm worse at. That can make a massive difference. That can take your skill set and just all of a sudden like 2 times it in a short period of time. So don't always focus on your strengths. Focus on those weaknesses, and you may be surprised with the fast results you get. That's it, guys. I'll see you back here soon. I will be back home, hopefully by tomorrow. And all those guys who are signed up for a Strike Ready movement, I will see you in August. We have the live calls. We have the videos dropping. First week of videos dropping August 18th. And I'm so looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to answering your guys' questions, bringing you lots of awesome content. And it's going to be fun. I'll see you guys back on the channel very soon.